Hello YouTube, it's your girl Kimberly. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. So in this video, it's going to be a beauty battle, Sigma brushes versus Morphe brushes. Now Sigma brushes and Morphe brushes are probably two of the most popular brush companies in the makeup world for everyday consumer users. So if you want to know which one is better, keep watching. Okay, so before this beauty battle really heats up, let me first tell you, hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. I make so many great videos on beauty, skincare, hair care, makeup, and you do not want to miss out. Also hit the notification bell, that way when I go live, you'll be able to hop on and give your 2 cents about all these different makeup products. I'm trying to hear from you, you know? So, the battle of the makeup brushes, Sigma brushes versus Morphe brushes. Me personally, I have at least 10 to 15 brushes from each brand. So I just quickly grabbed 2 of my faves from each so that way I could kind of give a I could have a point of reference as I'm talking to them. But these by no means are all my Sigma brushes and all my Morphe brushes. Oh, I lied. One of these is a Morphe and I thought it was a Sigma, Lord. Okay, so this is a small contour brush from Sigma. And then this is like a concealer one, and then like the little face set from Morphe. Let's get into the discussion. So in terms of usage, both of them are exactly the same usage. In terms of lost hairs, I do experience more like a hair in my foundation trying to pick it out with a tweezer from my Morphe brushes than I do from my Sigma brushes. It's not an egregious amount, but that is something I've noticed over the years. One thing I noticed about Morphe is that Morphe, I'm just spewing everything I think about these 2 brands. What I realized about Morphe is that Morphe has their stores. So they have the stores and they're in Ulta. So you can go in, you can touch and feel the brushes and try to figure out, is this good? Will this work? A good example of this is the contour brush, right? For a Sigma. With Morphe, I was able to go in and see like, oh, I need to use this brush as a concealer brush because their traditional concealer brush doesn't necessarily work for my use case or whatever the case may be. With Sigma, I'm just looking at the website hoping that I order the best thing and when it comes to me, and that's it. But they might have stores in real life, just not any in New York. So or not that I know of. I actually should probably Google that. But yeah, so that is one where Morphe has a leg up. In terms of brand awareness, loyalty, everyone on YouTube is in love with Sigma brushes. They're like, oh, Sigma brushes are great, they work, and it makes sense. They last for years. I brought this brush at IMATS 2012. Was it IMATS or the makeup show? It was IMATS. IMATS 2012, I bought this Sigma brush. Like, she's still going strong. Like, she's just, like, I just got it. Like, the only thing is you could tell from the handle, the little wear and the white Sigma lettering is starting to look off-white. Like, where they do that at? Most of these brushes can't even last 3 years, let alone 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I've had Sigma is like matte quality performance high-end brushes. These Morphe brushes, not every brush has that same quality. So like all my Sigma brushes are all 8 to 10 years old, have been run through the ground, living hard, and don't have a problem. You wash them, they pop right back to what they used to be. Morphe brushes, they don't do that after you wash them. You have to fluff and finagle, and sometimes I even take the eyebrow comb and try to like get like clumps out and stuff. I'd be like, oh girl, I'm gonna wash you again. I don't know what's going on. But the Morphe brushes do not snap back after they're washed like the Sigma brushes do. A totally unrelated point that has nothing to do with the brushes, but it's about the brands. Sigma is very guarded with who they work with. So they only give certain people collabs, collections, yada yada yada. But unfortunately, because they've been so guarded, I mean, it's a benefit that they haven't had any scandals, because they didn't like work with anybody who made Sigma look bad. But then in the same breath, they don't work with diverse people. There was a time when you would see a lot of like black and brown influencers who had Sigma codes, and now nobody really has Sigma codes. And I'm like, but we still out here buying the brushes because we see them with it. So how are you monetizing that? Like, how are you giving them the big ups for saying they're using a Sigma brush? Because they could really just not say nothing. So that is kind of like with Sigma, and I don't like that. The people at IMATS who were working the Sigma booth, they were fake rude. I guess they kind of knew that I wasn't like really into the beauty. Mind you, I just got into makeup. Like, I went to IMATS by myself. I was like, I kind of know what this does. I knew I wanted this, and I was like, they were giving like no customer service. Granted, the line was super long, and this is New York, so people just be angry just because. But the Sigma Beauty reps were very clear that it was like, oh, if you're not a girl who's like cut crease, contour, I know all the things, then we're not really checking for you. So that put a real bad taste in my mouth. And after I bought these Sigma brushes in 2012, it was kind of a while before I bought more brushes, because I was just like, these people are rude. And now that I kind of think of it, that Sigma doesn't have stores, and they're kind of just like disjointed. Like, I don't know if those people are Sigma employees. I don't know if they hired them just to work that one IMAT, so they were just like freelancers and didn't really have buy-in with the company. But that left a real bad taste in my mouth, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get Sephora brushes, I'll get MAC brushes, but these people at Sigma stink. And I definitely remember walking away with that. Morphe's just the opposite. The people at the Morphe store are so nice, and they are so helpful, and they almost get more excited when you're asking them questions and stuff. And it's just like, oh, well, I want an under eye concealer brush. It's like, well, that says concealer brush, but based on like the small area underneath your eye that I can see where you want to put concealer, you should get this brush instead, and it'll still work for your personal use. And the people at the Morphe store explain, they help you. They don't feel no kind of way about newbies to makeup. When they see the young girls coming in who only got $30 and what's the most brushes I could get for my little pocket change, they're helping them out. And the customer service individually in the Morphe stores is so poppin' that it's just like, even though your brushes are not the best, I kind of have a really good experience here, so I'm not gonna negate that, you know. So, but another issue, that how I said that Sigma's guarded and they don't work with that many people, Morphe is the opposite. They give anybody and their mama a collection that is an influencer with a certain amount of views, and that has led them to have relationships with consistently problematic people. And that's just it. So once you put your brand out there doing something that is perceived as negative, working with someone who is negative, they do have a heavy emphasis on working with influencers. And I feel like a good example of what brands should be aiming for is like Fenty Beauty. Like, the girls get the Fenty PR kits, everybody's talking about it when it comes out, right? But Fenty's brand is not only focusing on influencers, you know what I'm saying? They're focusing on, we still gonna do a rollout with ad placement in Sephora's email, we're still gonna do click retargeting ads. Like, they have a bigger picture of their marketing and their business, and it's not just focused on influencer. And Morphe needs to get away from that. They need to leave some of these influencers alone, and they need to stop doing these collections that seem like a copy of something else. But I'm supposed to be talking about brushes, and now I'm over here on a whole nother tangent. But the price points are kind of close. Sigma Beauty, I would say the average brush probably comes out to like $25, and then the average brush for Morphe probably comes out to like $17 or $18. So it's not like there's a huge price difference, but it isn't negligible when you're buying multiple brushes, right? So if every brush is $3-4 cheaper, when you put your 10 or 12 brushes up there, if you're getting separate brushes, it does make a price difference. Like, you'll save money. But like I said, when you wash the Morphe brushes, they do not come back. That's why, I mean, these are dirty because I just did my makeup. But when you wash these Morphe brushes, they do not come back that quickly. They need some recovery time. They need to rest a little bit and then kind of get their sea legs again before you use them, whereas the Sigma brushes, wash it, dry it, next day, ready to go like nothing ever happened. So if I had to give, it depends on where you are in your makeup journey and what your, honestly, what your money's like, right? I started in the makeup loving industry space when I was in college, so I really appreciate the brands that, like the Sonia Kashuk's and the Morphes and stuff like that, that are coming in at lower price points, because then people who are young still have accessibility to those products. But I do think that some of the things that Morphe makes aren't the best made, aren't the best quality, but for the most part I would say their brushes are good and it's a good price point. Sigma, on the other hand, that's for the people who are true to this, and it's more of the MAC mentality, where I'm just like, I'm gonna buy 4 solid Sigma brushes because I know I'll keep them for 10 years, and then build my collection brush by brush, or just save a lump sum of money to get that brush roll kit with all the brushes, right? Morphe, I haven't had the brushes for as long. I probably got my Morphe brushes. When did they open that store? I'm gonna say 2017, 2016. No, not 2016. 2017, 2018 is when I got my first Morphe brushes. And the thing is, they kind of look exactly at the same usage point as the 8-year-old Sigma brushes, which is not good, right? Like an 8-year-old brush and a 2, 3, 4-year-old brush should look completely different. So I don't know if that speaks to Sigma's quality, that it's just so amazing that it's looking still younger than the brush actually is, or does that mean that these Morphe brushes are like deteriorating at a faster rate, which is why I'm having issues with the falling bristles out of the brushes, why they don't bounce back when you wash them, you know what I'm saying? So I would say that my I mean, if I gave my true honest opinion about makeup brushes, I would say get some Sephora collection brushes. Those have been my favorite hands down brushes. But out of Sigma and Morphe, I would say if you are coming from the place of, I'm in this for the long haul, I want to have brushes that are still good 10 years from now, get Sigma Beauty. If you just feel like I'm just doing the makeup to do the makeup, I don't wear makeup every day, I don't wear it that often, and I just want a quick set of brushes, drop a cool $40 and I get like 3 or 4, I get like 4 or 5, I could do my whole face with this one kit, then you would be more Morphe. But hands down, if I could only choose one and the other brand had to like jump off a cliff, it would be Sigma Beauty, and that would be because of the quality of their brushes. Maybe the customer service piece will be fixed somehow, but I would just stick with them because of their brush quality. So Sigma Beauty would be my #1 choice. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble about Sigma Beauty versus Morphe. Again, Sigma, you won the battle fair and square. And if you want to see more makeup videos, make sure you keep coming back to my channel. So I will see you next time.